In a shocking turn of events, classified documents have surfaced revealing what might be the U.S. military's most closely guarded secret. The SR-72 Darkstar isn't just another hypersonic aircraft. It's something far more extraordinary. While the world focuses on traditional aerospace boundaries, Lockheed Martin's shadowy Skunk Works division has been quietly developing something that could revolutionize not just military aviation, but humanity's access to space itself. The SR-72 Darkstar hypersonic aircraft has just made history, but not for the reasons you might think. While the world's attention was focused on traditional aerospace achievement, classified documents have revealed something far more extraordinary about this shadowy project. What Lockheed Martin's secretive Skunk Works division has actually created is not just another high-speed aircraft, it's technology that could revolutionize humanity's future, both in the skies and beyond. What makes this aircraft so special that even China's top military officials are losing sleep over it? And why are some aerospace experts claiming this could be the bridge between atmospheric flight and space travel? The answers will change everything you thought you knew about aviation's future. But before we reveal the groundbreaking technology behind this marvel, there's something crucial you need to understand about why this aircraft exists in the first place. The story begins with a legend, the SR-71 Blackbird, a jet so fast it could outrun missiles, so high-flying that nothing could touch it. For decades, it held the record as the fastest aircraft ever built, cruising at Mach 3+ and making our enemies nervous just by existing. But in 2013, something changed. Lockheed Martin's mysterious Skunk Works division, the same group that gave us the F-117 Nighthawk and F-22 Raptor, hinted at something revolutionary, a successor that would make the Blackbird look like a passenger plane. When Top Gun Maverick featured the Darkstar aircraft, most viewers thought it was just Hollywood magic, dropped a bombshell on social media, suggesting that what we saw wasn't just movie fiction, it was a glimpse into reality. The Darkstar's design was a carefully calculated revelation of what was coming. But here's where things get interesting. While the world was distracted by the movie's popularity, something far more significant was happening behind the scenes. The real SR-72 wasn't just being designed to be faster or stealthier than its predecessor. It was being built to do something that no aircraft has ever done before. And that's where we discovered a connection that changes everything we thought we knew about this aircraft's true purpose. Let's talk about raw power. While the legendary SR-71 Blackbird could reach Mach 3, the SR-72 Darkstar shatters all previous records with a mind-bending top speed of Mach 6. Think about this. At that speed, you could fly from New York to London in under an hour. The same journey that takes you 7 hours in a commercial jet would be over before you finish your coffee. But achieving such astronomical speeds isn't just about building a more powerful engine. Lockheed Martin and Aerojet Rocketdyne have spent nearly 2 decades developing something revolutionary, a turbine-based combined cycle engine. This is a complete reimagining of how aircraft engines work. Here's where it gets fascinating. The SR-72 essentially carries 2 engines in one. At lower speeds, it uses a traditional turbine engine to accelerate to Mach 2. But then something extraordinary happens. The engine seamlessly transitions to a scramjet mode, catapulting the aircraft to speeds exceeding Mach 6. It's like having a race car that transforms into a rocket mid-drive. But this incredible speed comes with a puzzle that has left military analysts scratching their heads. Why would Lockheed Martin push so hard to achieve these particular velocities? The answer lies in something they aren't telling us, something that connects directly to space exploration. What makes this even more intriguing is that while we've been focused on its speed capabilities, there's another feature of the SR-72 that makes it truly revolutionary, one that our potential adversaries fear even more than its hypersonic velocity. And that's where stealth technology enters the picture, but not in the way you might expect. When you think of stealth aircraft, you probably picture the F-22 Raptor, until now the stealthiest fighter ever built. But the SR-72 Darkstar is rewriting the stealth rules and creating an entirely new playbook. What makes this aircraft truly revolutionary isn't just its ability to avoid detection, it's how it achieves this feat at hypersonic speeds. For the first time in aviation history, we're seeing an aircraft designed without vertical stabilizers, those tail fins that have been essential to flight since the Wright brothers. Impossible, you might say. That's where the magic happens. The SR-72 employs something called active flow control, a technology so advanced it was once considered science fiction. Imagine a bird adjusting its feathers in flight, but at Mach 6. The SR-72's computer systems constantly adjust the airflow around the aircraft thousands of times per second, maintaining stability while presenting virtually no radar profile. It's not just hiding from radar, it's becoming one with the sky itself. But here's where things get even more interesting. Sources within the aerospace industry hint at something called smart skin, a complex network of sensors integrated directly into the aircraft's fuselage. Reports suggest that when an SR-72 is detected by enemy radar, which is rare enough, something almost supernatural happens. The aircraft doesn't just evade or outrun threats like its predecessor did. Instead, it seems to disappear, not in the traditional stealth sense, but in a way that has left military observers baffled. However, these remarkable stealth capabilities are just a precursor to the SR-72's most extraordinary feature, one that connects directly to why this aircraft might be humanity's first true bridge to space. And that's where we need to talk about what makes this aircraft not just a hypersonic spy plane, but potentially something much, much more. Remember those curious traces of celestial navigation systems we mentioned earlier? They weren't just for show. Multiple sources now suggest that the SR-72 Darkstar was designed with a capability so ambitious it borders on the impossible: spaceflight. But unlike traditional spacecraft, this isn't about strapping rockets to an airplane. It's about fundamentally redefining what an aircraft can be. At the heart of this revolutionary capability lies the SR-72's hybrid propulsion system. But here's what most people don't know. That scramjet engine we discussed earlier isn't just for hypersonic flight within the atmosphere. The system reportedly includes a third mode, one specifically designed for the edges of space. When the air becomes too thin for traditional propulsion, the SR-72 can transition to a specialized propulsion mode that doesn't require atmospheric oxygen. Think about what this means. While companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are building rockets to reach space, Lockheed Martin has quietly been developing an aircraft that could take off from any runway, accelerate to hypersonic speeds, and then simply keep going up. No massive launch facilities required, no huge fuel tanks, just pure technological elegance. But you know, reaching space isn't just about engines. The SR-72's skin is reportedly composed of advanced materials that can withstand temperatures exceeding 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, temperatures that would melt conventional aircraft. This is specifically designed for the intense heat of atmospheric re-entry. And this is where we discovered something truly fascinating. Hidden in patent applications and technical documents are references to what engineers call variable geometry systems. In simpler terms, the SR-72 might be capable of physically adapting its shape for different phases of flight, from sea level to the edge of space. However, there's one crucial piece of technology that makes all of this possible, something that hasn't been publicly acknowledged yet. It's a breakthrough so significant that it could revolutionize not just military aviation, but the entire future of human space travel. But before we reveal that game-changing element, we need to understand exactly what this means for global military power and the future of warfare itself. While countries like China and Russia scramble to develop their own hypersonic weapons, the SR-72 Darkstar represents something far more significant: complete dominance of both air and space. Imagine a scenario where a hypersonic aircraft can reach any point on Earth within 2 hours, conduct reconnaissance or defensive operations, and then escape to the edge of space before any adversary can respond. This is the military superiority, which is rewriting the rules of global power projection. But here's what makes military strategists truly nervous. The SR-72's capabilities extend far beyond traditional military applications. According to aerospace experts, the same technology that allows it to operate in space could revolutionize commercial aviation. We're talking about transcontinental flights in under an hour, space tourism without rockets, and even rapid global cargo delivery that could transform international commerce. However, there's another aspect that's causing sleepless nights for military planners worldwide: the SR-72's potential role as a space guardian, an aircraft capable of rapidly responding to threats against satellites and space infrastructure. In an era where space-based systems control everything, from global communications to military operations, this capability is advantageous. But more than that, it's critical. Sources within the aerospace industry suggest that several successful test flights have already taken place, far from public view. But what's even more intriguing is that these tests reportedly demonstrated capabilities beyond what was initially thought possible. Some observers have even suggested that the aircraft's true potential exceeds anything publicly acknowledged. And this brings us to the most crucial question. If the SR-72 Darkstar truly represents such a leap forward in aerospace technology, why is it being unveiled now? The answer may lie in a series of recent global developments that few have connected until now. As we piece together all these elements, a clear picture emerges of not just an aircraft, but a turning point in human history. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the SR-72 Darkstar isn't its technology, it's what it represents for humanity's future. While some see it as the ultimate military deterrent, others view it as our first real step toward routine space travel. Both perspectives might be right, and that's what makes this aircraft so extraordinary. The evidence suggests that we're standing at a crossroads. In one direction lies a future where hypersonic aircraft like the SR-72 revolutionize warfare, potentially making traditional air combat obsolete. In the other, we see a path where this same technology transforms civilian aviation and space travel, making the cosmos more accessible than ever before. Some experts argue that this dual-use potential makes the SR-72 too dangerous to develop. After all, can we trust any nation, even our own, with technology this powerful? Others counter that we can't afford not to develop, especially as rival powers race to create their own hypersonic vehicles. What do you think? Is the SR-72 Darkstar a necessary step toward defending our nation and advancing human spaceflight? Or are we opening Pandora's box by developing technology that could fundamentally alter the global balance of power? And here's something else to consider. If the publicly revealed capabilities of the SR-72 are this impressive, what other features might still be classified? Could there be aspects of this aircraft that are even more revolutionary than what we've discussed? Share your thoughts in the comments below.